I'm back with another tag. I'm still got my ears on because I'm filming this the same time I filmed the other tag that I posted in November because I'm lazy. And today I'm going to do the Courtship Book Tag, and I will link the original video below if it is still available. And let's go. So phase 1 in courtship is initial attraction, a book that you bought because of the cover. And so I feel like there's a lot. But is there one I specifically, because like The Winter's Curse, I feel like I bought because of the cover, but also a lot of people talked about it, so I don't really know. Sorcery of Thorns by Margaret Rogerson, which I recently got, and I specifically got the Owl Crate edition because I liked the purple better than the green, so I specifically bought that because of the cover. Number 2, or phase 2, first impressions. A book that you got because of the summary. A lot of my books. Hold on, let's see. I feel like, actually, I don't know if that's true. Well, I guess like it's true, but I feel like so many, well, a ton of my romance novels I buy because they're like auto buy authors for me, and then a lot of my books I pick up now because like booktubers recommend them that I trust. Oh, High Society by Allie Carter. I already read Allie Carter at this point, so I already liked her as an author, but I think High Society was really interesting, and I'm pretty sure I had already seen Leverage at this point, which is my favorite TV show. Have I mentioned that before? But High Society is kind of like Leverage, but with teenagers. Not quite, like it's not one for one or anything, but it's about like this girl. It's been a while since I read them. It's about this young girl, and she is the daughter of criminals, and then I think it's that like her father supposedly stole something, and she is like told to steal it back, otherwise like something's gonna happen. And it's like her and this like gang of other teenage like criminals, basically, like thieves and grifters and hackers and stuff, which is why I think of it as being like Leverage. But I picked that up because the synopsis sounded interesting because it's like Leverage, which is my favorite show. So phase 3, Sweet Talk. A book with great writing. So like I think a ton of my books have great writing. Oh, you know what? Poison Study by Maria V. Snyder. I think I specifically said this in my review, that reading that book, which I've read it a couple times and I really want to read it again, but it's like there's so many other books in the world. But reading that book made me feel like if I ever wanted to be a writer, which I think about every now and then, I feel like I never could because that book was just so well written. Honorable mention to Anne Blankman though. Phase 4, First Date. A first book of a series which made you want to pursue the rest of the series. So I feel like every series that I read made me want to do that. Oh, you know what though? I specifically remember being in college and reading The Hunger Games, and then like immediately having to go buy Catching Fire because I read them like so fast. So I'm gonna say The Hunger Games. Phase 5, Late Night Phone Calls. A book that kept you up all night long. Oh, okay. Well, that's like the only one I can really think of though off the top of my head. Oh, you know what, I won't say Catching Fire even though that one is true, but the second, I think it's Steadfast, the second book in the True North series by Serena Bowen. The first time I read that, I remember I was like, I'll just read a couple chapters on my Kindle before I go to bed, and I was up all night and it was a work night. I vividly remember that. Phase 6, Always on My Mind. A book that you could not stop thinking about. Oh, Anne Blankman, welcome to the party. Prisoner of Night and Fog by Anne Blankman. That book had a profound impact on me, and I could not stop thinking about it, and I still think about it sometimes. It was very like emotionally strong to me. I don't know, words are hard. Phase 7, Getting Physical. Okay. A book in which you love the way it feels. Pretty much any Jennifer L. Armentrout book, like, or at least of the editions I have, like all of her Luck series and the Covenant books and stuff, they all have that. Whew. Sorry, they all have that like buttery, smooth paperback, and I love that. Phase 8, Meeting the Parents. A book in which you would recommend to your friends and family. Well, that's like a broad thing. Probably not. No, you know what? I am gonna say a romance because people need to get off their high horses. I would say probably, I haven't talked about this book in a long time on this channel, so yay, bringing it back now. Blue-Eyed Devil by Lisa Kleypas, because one, it's like one of my favorite books, but I think it and it's an older romance too at this point, so I think especially considering it's older, what it does and shows in a romance, and like what a romance novel can be and what kind of issues it can explore, because if you don't know, it's a contemporary, it's the second book in her Travis family series. I don't actually particularly like the first book, it's called Sugar Daddy, but I like the second book. You don't have to read them together or in order or anything. I mean, you'll know that people got together, but it's a romance, you already know that. It is kind of like a second chance romance, but the heroine ends up in a pretty abusive relationship, mainly emotionally abusive, but it is physically abusive as well. So it is hard to read, and then it's her like recovery from that, and like learning how to be herself again, and learning how to be part of a couple when she reconnects with this other guy that is not her abusive husband, just to be clear. It's a guy from before that. And it also kind of has like a Romeo and Juliet feel to it a little bit, but I think it's a really good example of what romance can do and how it's more than just like sex, which if you're into just sex and you like erotica and stuff, that's fine, I'm not judging you. I just hate when people like dismiss romance. I don't know. So yeah, I would say that. Phase 9, Thinking About the Future, a book or series that you know you'll reread many times in the future. Oh, easily the Addicted / Calloway Sisters, definitely the Addicted series by Krista and Becca Ritchie. I've already read it like 3 or 4 times, and I will easily read it more. Honestly, probably the Raging Ones duology by them, I'll probably read even more, because those were just beautiful. Oh, and then the last one is Share the Love and to tag people. I'm not tagging people, this is really old, but that is this tag. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you next time. Bye.